what did we do in the meantime? We have the shocks mounted. Not sure how these feel. I think the fronts are okay. The rears, I don't know. We have drive shafts in injoras. I'm not sure which brand this one in the middle is, but I had a short one laying around and it fits. And actually, it seems to be working and turning really smooth. That's one of these axle carriers in here. And then the front, I don't know how well this picks up on the camera, but the output of the drive shaft is exactly as I want it. And we also are barely touching that center skid. So that will wear down. We will see if we need to file it out or not. Where are we? Let's give it some power for the first time. So we have this one on. We want to connect the receiver with the radio. So we give it some power. Now we are looking for the light, which is plain green. Let's push this button until it starts blinking. It should connect to this radio. And it's again blinking plain. So let's see what we have. No wires. It is running forward. I feel the forward motion is way stronger than the reverse motion. So we will check that out in the settings. Also the steering. So that one is zeroed out. Let me see how the end points are just on 100%. Does any of the cameras pick this up? Okay, so that's actually electronics. We are Model 3. We're going to reverse this one and then also reverse it in the radio. So let me see. There's a reverse and then throttle. We're going to reverse that one. Okay, exit. So now it's driving backwards. Okay, now we are going to reverse it on the radio. We need a control card for that. Put it back on. And now we are over here. Okay, let me quick check out what the settings are on the 10BL80. Okay. So, the 10BL80, we found it. Running mode. Let's go through all these items again. There seem to be 13. Yeah, one is 3 forward and reverse. Then motor type is brushless. Yes, it's a brushless one. Cutoff voltage is on medium. I'm not exactly what voltage that is. Then we have motor rotation is now on counterclockwise, but we will put it on clockwise. So that's the other direction. BSC voltage is on 3, which is 8.4. This is 7.4. So we better change that to 5 to value 2. And lock it down. Drag brake is on 7, which is 100%. Drag brake rate is on 6, level 6. Not sure what that means. Maximum reverse force is on 375%. Okay, max brake force on 60%. Punch is also on 6. Neutral range is 8%. Okay. FOC power is on 21%. If it is on 6, yeah, that's on 21. And then low speed throttle, 20%, which is option 3. I guess these are the factory settings and I will be okay. So we saved everything and we will now go back to the controller. Let's get this one down like this. Put it back on. We should find the controller. We should run forward again. Yeah, so now we have 100% forward and 75% reverse. So that's a good thing to have. And it sounds actually really smooth. Now all we have to do is put all these wires together. Are we on 0? Yeah, we are on 0 for the servo neutral. So that's also good. Let's do some wire management and find a good spot for this battery. That's something we also need to do. And it's a C2, so it will not be allowed to be on the servo. So we will need to find a place somewhere on the slider or something. Let me figure that out and come back when the electronics and the wire management is kind of done. Electronics are in. We have a steering. We did mount servo on here, servo horn and a link, and that actually we adjusted our endpoints. We have throttle, we are driving forward. We did some wire management, just enough to make sure no wires are grabbing into the gears. The gear mesh seems to be, if I can feel it, just right. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I think the next step will be take this boy out and start tuning, see how the shocks are, how the link lengths are, how the angles are, and then we start tuning from there. For now we have the battery on the right hand side slider, passenger side. I do have a body, but I haven't cut it out yet. I will do this wire, clean this wire up real quick, and then we will mount a set of tires on here. I think I have a set. Yeah, I have a set of, it doesn't get much better than this. Worn in J-Concept Tusks. There's not a lot of weight on the rears. That's even no weight on the rears. Maybe I put some brass hubs in here real quick, and that's enough brass on the front. There's already brass over here, and then we'll go outside and do a test as is. Maybe we put them on the scales before we go outside. Yeah, we might do that. So we're back with the weight cornering system. I bet the editor will put up a picture somewhere, but let's see. As it is right now, something like this should be right. We are at 2,250 grams. That's actually a pretty good setup. We are a little bit lighter on the left hand side. That's probably due to the battery position. We might need to fill something out. There's a big space over here, so maybe then the body, I'm not sure what the body weighs, but we will find out. But for the rest, the cross weight is actually rather perfect. So it's 50 grams heavier on the right hand side, but it is equally divided because the cross weight is almost perfect. So that is not too bad at all for a first run. Let's take him out on the rocks and see how he does over there. Well, we just did our test drive, and you probably saw how it went. It was actually, I was pretty stoked about it. I'm trying to clear some stuff up while I'm here. I'm not changing any shock position at the moment. Maybe the rears will go up, will go back one hole, and then we have a little bit firmer setup. I don't want to change these springs. I think they are nice as they are. At the moment, I'm really pleased about how the car is running. So, what did we change? A little bit of wire management, so it is clean now. For now we keep the battery on the slider or like this. I'm not sure. The weight balance is so good. I might suggest Kenneth to take 650 batteries, because if we use a 650 up here, then the weight balance is going to be, yeah, almost perfect. So 650, we can even drop it down because we have some room between the body and the slider. So I will suggest him to get some 650 batteries, and then the body, yeah, you know which one it is. The Creeper from AliExpress. It's gonna sit something like this. I don't know how well this will show on camera, but it will sit proper low. Yeah, like this. I think it's gonna be. I've been reading the regulations on the WRCCA rules on a P scaler, so we can get off after the what's this, the A and the B pillar. We can cut this arch out. We can cut this arch out. This has to be 108 millimeters, so we still have some, we can still do some trimming, so that's good. We want to, I don't know how much this shows, but I'm gonna cut off about 1.5 holes of the front, so it sits a little bit more backwards and a little bit lower. And then there's the grill, which is kind of confusing. It says the grill has to be 60 millimeters wide and 15 millimeters high, but how am I to read the 15 millimeters? Is it from the top of the hood and then 15 millimeters down? Because then I can cut off a nice piece, and then it will actually sit where I want it to sit. I also need to make a bumper, because there's strict regulations about those also, but I think I have a design which I can adjust, so we have a nice bumper. And if it sits 1.5 holes backwards, that would be perfect, because this one, as it sits now, did touch the rocks from time to time. So I'm actually pleased how this car now looks. We cut it out, and then yeah, we need to do some painting. What color wood can it like? I cannot do another black one, can I now? No. Well, we will see how that ends up, but it sits really nice. Yeah, that's all for this episode. Next time will probably be the body mounted and him doing some lines with the body painted, mounted, and all that. Okay, no more. See you on that episode. Later.